The momentous occasion is here, as the nation's future is shaped by the will of the people. As we gather today to announce the results of the electoral votes, we begin by confirming that the process is fair and transparent, ensuring that each vote is properly counted and that the integrity of the election is upheld. Starting with Alabama, the results are as follows. Donald J. Trump of Florida has received 9 votes for president, and J.D. Vance from Ohio has garnered 9 votes for vice president. Moving on to Alaska, where Donald Trump secures 3 votes for president and J.D. Vance receives 3 for vice president. Arizona follows suit with Trump gaining 11 votes for president and Vance the same for vice president. In Arkansas, Trump wins 6 votes for president, and Vance takes 6 votes for vice president. California, a key state, shows Kamala Harris with 54 votes for president, with Tim Walz of Minnesota securing 54 votes for vice president. In Colorado, Harris claims 10 votes for president, while Walz earns 10 votes for vice president. The trend continues in Connecticut with Harris and Walz both earning 7 votes each. Delaware joins in with Harris gaining 3 votes for president, and Walz 3 votes for vice president. The District of Columbia follows, with Harris receiving 3 votes for president, and Walz again with 3 for vice president. In Florida, Donald Trump secures 30 votes for president, and J.D. Vance earns 30 votes for vice president. Georgia reflects the same outcome, with Trump gaining 16 votes for president and Vance receiving 16 votes for vice president. In Hawaii, Kamala Harris takes 4 votes for president, while Walz earns 4 votes for vice president. Idaho sees Trump win 4 votes for president and Vance 4 votes for vice president. Illinois records Harris with 19 votes for president and Walz with 19 votes for vice president. Indiana adds 11 votes for Trump and 11 for Vance, while Iowa follows suit with Trump earning 6 votes for president and Vance receiving 6 votes for vice president. In Kansas, both Trump and Vance take 6 votes for their respective positions. Kentucky delivers 8 votes for Trump and 8 for Vance, and Louisiana also reflects the same results. Maryland shows Harris with 10 votes for president and Walz with 10 for vice president. Massachusetts follows with Harris and Walz earning 11 votes each. Michigan results are in with Trump taking 15 votes for president and Vance securing 15 votes for vice president. Minnesota reflects Harris with 10 votes for president and Walz with 10 votes for vice president. Mississippi shows Trump securing 6 votes for president and Vance with 6 votes for vice president. Missouri follows with Trump and Vance both taking 10 votes each. Montana records Trump with 4 votes for president and Vance with 4 votes for vice president, while Nebraska sees Trump with 4 votes for president, Harris with 1 vote, and Vance with 4 votes for vice president. Nevada follows with Trump taking 6 votes for president and Vance earning 6 votes for vice president. New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, and North Dakota all follow the same pattern with Trump and Vance securing substantial support in each. In Ohio, Trump takes 17 votes for president, and Vance also secures 17 votes for vice president. Oklahoma records 7 votes for Trump and 7 for Vance, while Oregon mirrors these results with Harris earning 8 votes for president and Walz taking 8 votes for vice president. Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, and Texas all record notable victories for Trump and Vance, showing that the support is widespread across the nation. Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming all confirm that the people have spoken, with Trump and Vance securing a strong majority of votes. After all votes are counted and certified, the final tally is delivered. Donald J. Trump of Florida has secured 312 votes for president, and Kamala Harris of California has received 226 votes. For vice president, J.D. Vance of Ohio has received 312 votes, and Tim Walz of Minnesota has received 226 votes. These results mark the end of a remarkable journey and the beginning of a new chapter for our nation. With the votes tallied, the country now knows who will lead us into the future. As the joint session concludes, the electoral votes have been certified and the results are officially recorded. Thank you to all who participated in this historic process. The American people have spoken, and the course is set for the new leaders to take their positions in office on January 20th, 2025. As we continue this historic moment, the electoral process unfolds with clarity, ensuring every vote is counted and recognized for its significance. In a time when the nation's future is shaped by the choices made in these ballots, we move forward with hope and anticipation. Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote from the great state of Kansas has been reviewed and is found to be regular in form and authentic. The result indicates that Donald J. Trump from the state of Florida has earned 6 votes for president, while J.D. Vance from Ohio has garnered 6 votes for vice president. This vote reflects the voice of the people and their continued support for their chosen leaders. Following that, the electoral vote certificate from the Commonwealth of Kentucky has also been verified, presenting the same level of regularity and authenticity. From this state, Donald J. Trump of Florida has received 8 votes for president, and J.D. Vance from Ohio has also received 8 votes for vice president. As the votes continue to be announced, we see the ongoing commitment of citizens across the nation participating in this important democratic process. Whether from Louisiana, Maine, or Montana, each state's contribution is key in determining the course of leadership in our country. The importance of this process cannot be understated, as it is through these votes that we will see the direction of our country in the coming years. From Texas, where Donald J. Trump of Florida secured 40 votes for president, to the state of Washington, where Kamala D. Harris from California received 12 votes for president, these moments are part of a bigger picture, a moment in history that will shape the political landscape for generations to come. As these votes are tallied, it becomes clear that the nation has made its choice. With a final count of 312 votes for Donald J. Trump for president and 312 votes for J.D. Vance as vice president, the result is now sealed. On the other side, Kamala D. Harris has earned 226 votes for president, and Tim Walz has secured 226 votes for vice president. This official count concludes with the recognition of the people's will, with Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance set to assume the highest offices in the land. A new chapter in the nation's history is now upon us, one where the voices of millions are heard through the votes that shape our future. As the joint session of Congress concludes and the formal process is wrapped up, we can take a moment to reflect on the significance of this day. It's a day where democracy has prevailed, where the will of the people has been acknowledged, and where the future is decided by the very citizens who entrusted these leaders with their votes. If you found this breakdown valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channel, Brave Voice, for more in-depth analysis, updates, and breaking news as it happens. Stay informed, stay engaged, and keep fighting for the future you believe in. Thank you for being a part of this incredible journey.